be a little bit harder to figure out. Don't talk so much. Try to speak a little bit slower and try to have a personal life, like a private life in which you have your own thoughts, beliefs, and opinions, which you don't necessarily share with everybody. So this doesn't mean that you can't tell anybody. It just means that you don't tell everybody. Don't be so much of a known quantity. What I mean is that something that is a known quantity, that's ubiquitous, that is easily accessible, is oftentimes super devalued. And two great obvious examples of this would be like water. Like water seemingly is everywhere, right? If you live in a rainy climate, it falls out of the sky. You open the tap and it's there in first world countries. Thank God. Hit the like button if you live in a first world country where every time you open that tap, all kinds of clean water just flushes out. You don't think about it, but not everybody has that privilege. Not everybody, even on YouTube right now with a cell phone in their hand, has clean running water in their house. But this is beside the point. So when something is everywhere and easily accessible, for example, like water, you tend to devalue it, of course, until you really need it. The human body can only survive without water. So did you know that you can live without eating for probably like 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how much fat is on your body and the other conditions. But you can only go 2 or 3 days without water. So even though water is completely essential to our lives, because it's just kind of everywhere, it's pretty cheap, you never really think about how important water is until you need some. Maybe you're in an airport and you're really thirsty, and then you realize a bottle of water is like $8, right? But stuff like that. So air is a good example. And the second good example, so water is a good example. And the second good example is oxygen, right? You can take a deep breath. Most of the time, if you're not congested or if you're in a clean place, there's oxygen freely accessible. It's always there. You never think about it. But when you do have like a stuffy nose, congestion, or if you're somewhere where you can't breathe well, you start immediately understanding how important oxygen is. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is that you need to develop a personality and an image of yourself that you don't readily share with everybody in the whole world. You're not always talking about your plans to your friends, your family members, even your spouse or your partner. It's important. I'm especially talking to men. It is so important to have a whole private life that you do not really share with your female partner. This is important because, number one, all women like mystery. Women tend to be really attracted to mysterious things they can't figure out. If she can't figure you out, she is more prone to spend more time thinking about you, which is good, right? If she's thinking about you, that's raising her attraction level. And then secondly, if she can't figure you out, she has to talk about you to her friends. And this is all just feeding into your aura. That you don't just go blabbing all the time about what you're doing, what you're thinking, how you feel about her. I challenge you as a man, as anybody watching this, but especially for men, just be a little bit more self-possessed and don't need to run your fucking mouth all the time, especially not to your woman. I'll give you an example. So I'm on my way to work right now. It's about 5 a.m., which is a late day for me. I usually am already at work at 5. But I have a later start this morning and I'm on my way to work. In the afternoons, I'll chat to my girl and she will say, okay, well, how was your day? First of all, she kind of like tends to go on about her day a little bit, which, you know, this coworker said this and this boss did this and, you know, the things about work. And then she'll ask me, well, how was your day? And then I'll usually say something like, so good, went great. Had such a fun day. And it doesn't fucking matter. The whole shit could have exploded that day. But when I talk to her, I just say, it was so good. Had a bunch of fun stuff happen. Got to work with this person or that person. The reason why is I don't need to tell her. That's my job to sit and listen to her talk about, you know, this bitch said this and this person did this. And can you believe she didn't even read my email? My job is to listen to her talk about that. And then when she asks me how was my day, my other job is to be like, it was so good. It went so great. Because I don't need to cry and whine to my girl the same way that she might need to vent to me. It's not crying and whining necessarily when she does it. She is a woman. That's what we expect. She's venting to me, and this is a part of how women communicate, and that's just how it is. We don't need to be equal in what we give to each other or what we want from each other, obviously, right? We don't want the same things from each other, but we want complimenting things that we to each other, right? So be a little bit more mysterious. If you have a shitty day at work, if something breaks and it's all your fault and you fuck something up and your supervisor yells at you, you don't necessarily need to go home or call your girl and tell her all this stuff that happens. You just look emotionally weak, and it will only have to make this mistake one time where you realize, hey, I probably should keep a lot more things closer to the vest. The other reason why you don't always want to be talking about, and I'm not just talking about your female partner, I'm talking about even your friends and family. I've said this before, not everybody has your best interest in mind. Not everybody wants to see you win and succeed and overcome things, especially not if you're going to be better than them. This is a natural thing. It doesn't make anybody bad or good. It's just that people have insecurities. And sometimes if somebody sees that you might supersede them, it might make them jealous, and it might make them want to hate on you. It might make y'all's relationship harder. Why even do that when you can just work on what you're working on in quiet, in secret? My recent video was something like, you're not lazy, you're scared to look stupid. And I talked about how when you're making a change in your life, if you want to change your body, your financial situation, things like that, you're going to have to do things that maybe put you at odds with people in your life, people that know the old version of you, but maybe just don't even tell them. Try not to even tell them, right? Just maybe skip lunch. Oh yeah, I'm just going to work through lunch. I have something to do, rather than going out for pizza with them. You know, you're working on your abs. You know, you want to get your body together for the summer, but you don't have to say anything. It's just going to make them uncomfortable. A lot of times when somebody sees you leveling up or raising your standards, it makes them uncomfortable for whatever reason, and that's not important. So don't even work on that, or don't even put them in that position. Just work on yourself, for yourself, and let them see the results. They'll see if you start losing weight, slimming down, if your financial situation starts to improve, if you start building social media or going back to school or getting your personal trainer license or real estate license or whatever like that, they will eventually see, oh, dang, you look different. You're moving different. Hey, I saw a sign on a house with your name on it. Are you selling houses now? And that's even more powerful. The more powerful move is to be, mysterious and let people see when the ball is already rolling. Because it's so easy to say, yeah, I'm going to get a real estate license. I'm going to get a personal training license. I'm going to build a YouTube channel. I haven't told anybody, pretty much nobody that knows me in real life, in my daily life, knows about my YouTube channel. Because I'm just building this in secret. And as I build it and whatever happens to it, they'll eventually find out or not. I don't have to talk about it, right? Eventually, somebody might see my video come across their feed or not. It doesn't matter. I'm doing this for me and for y'all, to give y'all ideas to help us improve our lives together. Please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. I'm not going to belabor the point or drag this out. Be a little bit more mysterious. Have ideas that you don't share with everybody. Think about things kind of in your mind as you're figuring things out. What is your next step in life? What is your life about? What is the meaning of your life? What is your manifesto for life? You don't have to talk to like your coworker and run your mouth. Think about how often you run your mouth just so it's not quiet. Think about how often you and other people just be talking, oh, did you see the game? Did you see this? Did you see this meme on the internet? Did you watch this TV show? Did you hear this new music? Did you hear the new Tory Lanez just dropped? Like, sometimes let it be quiet. Sometimes sit next to your friend or your girl. This works really great with women. This works really well with women. Sometimes just sit next to her and don't even say anything. Just be riding in the car, thinking about your thoughts. You're driving, you're looking out the window, you're thinking, I don't know if I should go back to school or if I should focus on starting my business. I don't know if I should get a second job or just see if I can, work extra hours at my current company, or, I'm thinking about applying for a new job, or I might have to get this new certification to be qualified for it. Just think, plan, strategize in your head. This makes you so much more mysterious, which makes you so much more attractive. And it brings your energy and your attention back inside of yourself. You don't need somebody else's validation for the ideas that you want to do. Not to mention that the other person, even if they know you very well, they don't fully know you. So what sense does it even make to run your mouth to this person? They might try to give you advice, but it's not going to really have anything to do with you, because you're inside your own head. You know your strengths, your weaknesses. You know if you've been successful at certain things before, or if you haven't been. You know if you're good at school or not. You know if you have the energy or the stamina to start another business or not, right? They might give you advice that has to do with them and their past, but it doesn't have anything really to do with you. So, in conclusion, please hit the like button, comment and subscribe if you like this type of content. And the main point of this whole video, if you missed it, was be a little bit more mysterious, be a little bit harder to figure out. Don't necessarily share your ideas and your opinions with everybody. Try to spend a lot more time just thinking inside of your own head and working through your problems in your own head, and let people see when you're finished. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.